5:15. I'll call the meeting to order.
What was that?
Oh, Gabe.
No, Gabe.
Consider approving the minutes from the previous meeting. Minutes from May 1st meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 1st meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Water and sewer agenda items. Discuss and approve water and sewer vouchers.
I'll make a motion to approve the water and sewer vouchers.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second to approve the vouchers. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those approve signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Water and sewer monthly report.
If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. Gabe's on vacation.
That's not allowed.
I'll pass that along.
I don't think you got anything.
I don't have any questions.
I don't know.
One big thing I just want to mention that they did detect a leak up behind the hospital, and unfortunately it was on the back side of the meters, not on their side of the meters. It wasn't in our system, but it was leaking probably, the estimate was probably closer to 60,000 gallons a day, which does cost us money for chemicals and pumpage and everything else, but we're happy to find it, and the hospital did fix it, so.
How long, is there an estimate of how long it was?
No idea. It
No
was
idea.
leaking directly into
Right to a storm sewer, so we
Right,
never knew.
just- Nice.
I mean, they were this far apart. And then we knew there was a leak somewhere because of our pumpage and our meter, but they did a good job detecting it and finding it and then detecting where it was at. So
All right. Moving on, street department agenda items. Discuss and approve the street department vouchers.
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? There was one thing, and now I probably won't be able to find it. Wasn't a big deal. I'll ask you later, Dustin. It
Sure.
wasn't a huge deal. It was just something I caught.
Okay.
Something I had questioned on. Nothing major. Motion and a second. All those that approve
Aye. Well,
signify by saying aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consider bid for M 2024-03 O'Day Street Sidewalk Project. The information is provided at the meeting.
if you remember, we did not have sidewalk included on the O'Day Street project, and we are to the point where we're going to be pouring curb and gutter on there I'm hoping on Monday, but we are prepping the area where the sidewalk would go for sidewalk, which will be a separate contract, which is the bid you have in front of you. The estimate we had worked up for just the sidewalk alone was $43,000. The bid came in at $45,600. A large $15,000 of that ended up to be restoration, topsoil, seed and mulch. We may look at possibly doing that ourselves as far as the restoration work, but the sidewalk portion, I do feel good forwarding this to council. I will have that conversation with the contractor between now and then, but we didn't have a budgeted number for this because it wasn't in the budget, but these will all be assessments towards the property owners, and we do have some work to do on one of the property owners prior to approval from the council, which would be on, was that July 12th, 9th? So that's where we were at with that one. I guess just look for a motion to forward to council, approve and forward to council, or recommend approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the O'Day sidewalk bid and forward to council.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
I have a question. So the city does like replacement sidewalks, like if yours needs replacing, but then bigger projects, we contract it out? Is that how it works?
Correct. On something like this, it's a sizable project.
Okay.
And Dustin can speak to it, but I think we get a better deal if we go with the contractor.
Yeah, this is a couple hundred feet, so this would be contractor territory. The stuff we do is spot replacement mostly.
Okay. And the homeowners, do they usually pay for half or?
On the repairs, yes. On this, it's full assessment, so each side of the road gets assessed for basically half the sidewalk. If we put it on both sides, obviously they get assessed for each, the side gets assessed for their side. But if it only goes on one side, then both sides pay.
Oh, okay.
And that's just how our ordinance reads. And you're fortunate if the sidewalk's on the opposite side, you still have to pay for it, but you don't have to maintain it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, do you really gain the property value by having a sidewalk in front of you or across the street from you? I mean, especially when you got a front window right by
Yeah.
the sidewalk.
Okay. Thank you.
And on some replacements, if it's caused by one of our trees, we do 100%.
Yeah, then we cover the cost if it's a boulevard tree.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Consider bid for the M 2024-04 parking lot paving project. The information will be provided at the meeting.
So we received two bids on this project, American Asphalt for $86,520, RC Pavers for $114,156. This project includes the parking lots at City Hall. The north one was in the budget, but when we put it out, we put the north and the west in the bid packet, and I'll explain this below. And the parking lot next to the Mac home, and the one across the alley on West Main, so it'd be right by Park Place, kitty corner to Park Place there, where the old Lincoln County Bank was. So it'd be that lot, and the one behind it will make into a city lot similar to the ones down here and by Social, and that was decided at last budget. Anyway, so what happened is we included both these parking lots in the bid packet. The tonnage included that one. In the budget, it was only approved for that one, and that's my fault for including both of them, but hear me out on this. City Hall, the north lot, we had budgeted at $50,000. West Main Street lot, parking area was at $60,000. Okay, so we put the bid amount to the area that we have, and to do both these parking lots, it came in at $51,500. That's the portion of the $86,000 that would be here. The other one's $35,000. We do have some city work. If we were here, it'd probably be $8,000 worth of work removing the blacktop on both of these lots. Again, we only budgeted for the north lot at $50,000. But with that being said, we also put in the 2025 budget, we put it off for $30,000 to repave that one. So I guess what I'm asking for is proposing would be a 2024 budget amendment to increase from $50,000 to $60,000 and get both lots done. It's a very good price from where we've been at. The $103 was $120 last year. I know it's $10,000 more this year, but it's not the $30,000 that we'd be paying next year. There's economies of scale, and I think as long as we're doing the work here, let's get it done. So I guess I would be looking for a proposal or a motion to approve the the bids as submitted, including the west parking lot, and recommend that at council, there would be a budget amendment to raise the amount from $50,000 to $60,000 to complete both lots. I know it's confusing, and I apologize, but I think it's to our advantage to do it this way. If we don't want to do that, we can just do the north lot, and the asphalt only would cost $36,000, and there's probably $4,500 that the street department would have for removing it. So, I mean, we'd be well underneath the $50,000 to do that lot. But
May I ask
again,
oh, sorry.
go ahead.
So the budget amendment is only for the council on July 9th, so this board is voting for the bid.
For the bid and to recommend a budget, I mean, we don't do budget amendments in BPW, but in order to approve that $86,000, there would have to be a budget amendment at council.
So then they'd motion to approve the 2024 budget amendment to forward to council, and then approve the,
I guess I would word it, approve the bid as presented, the $86,520,
okay?
with the understanding that at council, there would have to be a budget amendment to cover that $10,000.
Okay.
And it's two separate funds because we borrow for capital here. Over on the West Main Street lot, that's TID 8, where the money's in there, and we're going to be spending $40,000, and we had $60,000 budgeted. I'm not saying that it's all in one pot of money, but we are saving money on that estimate, and we are under here, but I think it makes sense for us to do that lot right away, too. And I was talking with a few people, and I didn't remember correctly, and I did put it in, the quantities in the bid to do both of these lots. And that was my mistake, but I think we should take advantage of it.
I'll make a motion to do both lots for the 60,000 and forward it to council.
So it's the 86,000?
Except,
To accept
accept the
American
bid for
Asphalt bid.
$86,520 and forward for the budget amendment.
Yeah, I wrote down, if this makes sense. Motion to approve bid from American Asphalt of $86,520 with an understanding of a budget amendment proposal at the July 9th council meeting.
Correct.
Is that right?
Right.
That'll work.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Monthly reports. Monthly report, Building Inspector, Zoning Administrator Poggle.
Does anybody have any questions?
On the bottom of the May 1, what is like insurance on home being canceled?
That's,
There's something about a loan.
those are reminders that Sherry had in there for community development,
Okay,
that, which is being handled now by the attorney's office in Rod.
okay.
So,
Andrew, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
City Administrator, Public Works Director, City Engineer, Rod?
Anybody have any questions on the report? I'll give you a quick update on where we are with projects. South Center is paved and reopened. They will be painting that after we get some of these other ones done. We'll set up and do yellow all at once. O'Day Street, they're string lining tomorrow. Friday doesn't look good, so they're planning on pouring on Monday the curb and gutter on O'Day Street. That's been delayed quite a bit with weather. We did have one faulty valve that we had to replace that cost us probably 4 days. And then North Sales Street, a resurfacing project. Everything is ready to go, and they plan on paving the binder, the first layer, tomorrow on North Sales from 6th to 12th. those are our big projects, and Dustin has kind of the same thing in his report, so that's where we're at.
Alright. Street Superintendent, Dustin?
I guess the only thing I would add is seal coating was yesterday and today. They finished up this morning. Opened up the S-curve down to Kaler's building this afternoon at the end of the day, and I think it looks really good. So, like I said, we'll get center lines painted, start on Monday next week, and then shoot yellow as soon as paving is done. And so, that's all I've got.
And Street and Weed Commissioner, you said Ron was excused. Consider placing monthly reports on file.
I'll make a motion to put the monthly reports on file.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, place the monthly reports on file. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Date and time of next meeting, Wednesday, July 24th at 5:15. I think that'll work for everybody.
Yeah.
Public comment? Public comment? Tom? No. Public comment. With that, I need a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.